And I'll just kind of thank the organizers for inviting me to participate here, and appreciate the many colleagues that are in this room and down in Calgary and around the province that are engaged in this work. The Intercity Forum on Social Policy in February 2011 contracted with me to be the coordinator of their an initiative. They would go cross-sectoral, and there's a steering committee that guides my work and is made up of many different representatives of different sectors. There's 19 municipalities across Alberta that are part of the Intercity Forum, and they've contributed some funds to make the work take place. They got together many years ago because they were dissatisfied with the amount of opportunity they had as municipalities to work together on social issues. And I was a member of that while I was on City Council, and I'm pleased to be continuing their work on this file. The Family and Community Sports Service Association of Alberta has been a longtime supporter of this work, and they do great preventive social services supports. Our social safety net is better as a result of their efforts to coordinate and to educate and work closely with government. And Momentum has recently stepped in and hired me so that I could continue to work in this area, and so that funds could be sustained to try and outreach across Alberta to municipalities doing poverty reduction strategy development work. So this PowerPoint is just a really short, brief kind of explanation of some of the things that are going on. Celia did a really good job down in Calgary of talking about the costs of poverty, and I won't go into those at all, except to say that it's what drives us. I guess it's the steering committee, my work, and Momentum is all focused on reducing the number of people who can't sustain themselves and have livelihoods where they can sustain their families. So we're, through Momentum and the other organizations that are part of the Alberta Action to End Poverty Alberta, we're trying to change that. The thing that gives us hope is when we look around the country, we know that most provinces and territories are engaged in this work and have been engaged in it for a long time. The outliers in all of this, of course, are the government of Alberta, the province of Saskatchewan, and province of BC, and they need to. The really good things are happening here, and we're hoping that other parts of Canada also can get involved in this. The municipal poverty reduction strategy work that I know of is, and I'm sorry, Canmore, that I spelled your name wrong down there, but the 8 municipalities that I'm aware of and doing great work, and it's not to say that there's only 8, are the following, and some of them have been engaged in this in a strategy development approach for 3 and 4, and in some cases even longer than that, years. The municipalities many municipalities are getting together this Friday for the second time with Tamarack Institute providing the training and FCSS AA providing the organization. And on Friday, they'll be coming together, and it's called Communities Reducing Poverty. And they're going to be learning more about a collective impact approach to working on this issue in their own municipalities. There's over 120 people registered for that conference that's going to be taking place. And Medicine Hat and Capra, the Red Deer area, for sure will be presenting there. So that's going to be really important education and support, and Action to End Poverty in Alberta is going to be there to support those folks as they not only these people, but as they continue to learn and try and organize themselves. There's been a couple provincial conferences that have focused on this whole area, and one took place, kicked off by many groups in this room were supportive of in 2010 November, and it was followed up in October with another conference in 2011, and Tony Martin spoke at that, and he was very stimulating because he's been doing a lot of this work on the federal level, national level, for a long time. And he participated with us to kind of try and encourage us along in terms of the municipalities who attended that in November 2011. Liz Weaver has been a constant source of encouragement. VCC across Canada has been helpful in providing many municipalities in this province with ongoing support from that perspective. Many of the previous municipalities that I showed you are part of the Canadian Cities Reducing Poverty Network and are getting all sorts of encouragement, support, and information to continue to build their local strategies. And here Liz talks about the Poverty Cost Report, which Celia referenced and is on both the VCC and Action to End Poverty in Alberta websites. Then you can download the full report there. The 10 items that Celia was talking about that we're working on now in terms of the Poverty Cost 2.0, creating policies that save report, are from Torsman's 2008 report called, or paper called Poverty Policy. And these are the 4 areas, well, there's 10 in all, but these 4 areas and the other 6 are where we're recruiting people to write policy recommendations for, and we're working to put those on the Social Policy Framework website so that that discussion can start to inform the provincial government and anybody who reads the website actually around what would be good poverty policy to and social policy to bring into Alberta's comprehensive poverty reduction strategy. Those 4 and these 3, and on to those remaining 3. And in what municipalities can do, I've taken this from John Colkman's writings from the Edmonton Social Planning Council in terms of building on what works, and I think he speaks to this, the different writers speak to this in the report we have about achieving the promise. Obviously, there's some federal, provincial, and some municipal strategies or approaches that can be brought into here, such as supporting place-based initiatives across Alberta. More and more can be done to ensure that people with financial challenges, low-income challenges, know where there's places in their communities they can go and get support. And the not-for-profit community can be working more collaboratively to ensure that happens. And then there's also strengthening public service, and many municipal public services currently support low-income Albertans, but even more can be done. Some next steps for Action to End Poverty in Alberta, as I was saying, there's the Poverty Costs Creating Policies that Save report coming out Q1 2013 as our timeline. And ensuring that the social policy framework that's being developed now and will soon come out in draft has a solid piece of the poverty reduction strategy for the province, as well as gives a strong indication of how municipalities and working with municipalities that can be done. And then continuing to work with municipalities is happening, as I said, this Friday. The second of 3 planned conferences around communities, what communities can do to address poverty. And another one's going to be taking place in March. Planning is ongoing right now for that. And that'll be another time when the collective impact approach can be really learned, more can be learned about the collective impact approach and how municipalities can participate in that. And these are some of my coordinates in terms of getting in touch with me. Thank you very much.